Tengo todo, no busco cualquiera, un mal deseo. Tengo todo lo que tengo, no busco cualquiera, es un mal deseo. En la noche siento el olor, casi loca por tu amor, no quisiste. En la noche siento el olor, casi loca por tu amor, no quisiste mi calor, me dejaste sin razón. Ya no quiero más tu karma, no vuelvo más a esta cama. Si no quieres más mi alma, no vas a ver mi puta cara. Ya no quiero más tu karma, no vuelvo más a esta cama. Si no quieres más mi alma, no vas a ver mi puta cara.
What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Melanie Method. Merry Christmas and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for those that have subscribed and those that watch my content. I haven't really been recording. I've just been in a lazy mode, so I do apologize. And it gets kind of repetitious to continue to report different things that I hear in the media in regard to the consistent demonization of President Trump. So I kind of just harbor a lot of the emotions and I pray. That's the best you can do when there's evil all around. The only thing you can do is pray. I watched a video a little bit ago that made me very emotional. I'm going to share it with you guys. It's about how kind he really is. And it's sad how the media, it just continues to lie on him. It really just is. I mean, we got the government shutdown thing. They were trying to scare us with that, which I was not scared because it was not Trump's fault if it would have got shut down. It would have been the Democrats' fault because they compiled a 1,500 some odd page bill that was sent off to Congress, and they wanted the public to believe that the bill was going to rectify a lot of the people that was forced into homelessness due to the hurricane. And I believe there probably was funding in there for them. I would hope it was. Vivek Ramaswamy, he actually said he read all of the content. He said majority of the things they were trying to get passed was excessive spending still. They were trying to get it to where, like, I think a football field or some sort of field was moved to DC for. They were trying to expand on federal health care funding, meaning that all of the federal workers would have got even a better healthcare package, which they already have that. How much more better do they need it? It was excessive. So a lot of the things that he was saying that was part of that bill proposal to Congress was ridiculous. They love spending money, Democrats. They love it. And it'd be on non-secessious things. I can prove that to you if you guys have not watched the one video where a lot of them are tax-paying dollars went to drag queen shows out of the country. It went to testing of mice and rats to see how they react to different drugs. You don't spend millions and billions of dollars on things like that. It was really sick. When the report came out like a month or so ago to the news, and the only news that really reported it was Fox. Fox is the only news that is honest that I know of. It's really sick. It really is. And then all of that, watching The View, everyone that watches The View, like, missed me with that. I had a couple comments too. One that really, I felt bad for the person. I understand that everybody has their own opinion, but to come on and just keep saying this man is a narcissist, you are in a different type of world. You're in a different type of world because a narcissist isn't going to stop what they're doing, put themselves in danger, almost get killed on a few occasions to save people. That's not what narcissists do. A narcissist is a person that never sees any faults within their self. A narcissist is the person that cares about themselves more than anyone else. And that's not what he shows at all. That does not reflect within his character, because if he cared about himself more than everyone else, he would not put himself in danger to try to save the country and to try to make it better. Okay, so when people say things like that, it hurts. But I let them say what they want to say. It all depends on who it is. That person that watched my video, I would never feed into any negative comments as much as I possibly can, because I appreciate people watching my channel, whether it's a negative thought or process that was presented or not. You took the time out to watch my video. Thank you for that. You know what I mean? Thank you. And I also am a realist, and I realize that no one's ever, 100% of people in the world is never going to always agree with you. So I'm a real person on that level. But like when it's like my friends and family, and y'all are still like on that stupid, ignorant, democratic plantation field, God be with you guys. Because I lost a lot of people because of this whole election. I really did. And it's just like, how can you not see the truth? It's what it is, and I have to face it, is that a lot of people cannot face the truth. They can't handle the truth. The truth is a negative language. That's why you hear a lot of these liberals and a lot of these wannabe activists, news anchors, and reporters saying their language was just so hostile. Meanwhile, all we did was just state the truth of what really happened on January 6th, how Trump asked for extra backup from the National Guard and he was denied. Nancy Pelosi deliberately did that. How now we're finding text messages between Liz Cheney and other people. Can you please get out the hallway, please? Wow. My mother can't control her. It's ridiculous. Anyway, go back in the room, please. Go. God, forgive me. I'm so sorry. Liz Cheney. We're now finding out, which we already knew because it kept gradually coming out about how she played a real negative role on January 6th also. A lot of the Democrats, they covered up a lot of things that he tried to do to protect the Capitol from all of that happening. He never said, look, you're going to come here and you're going to tear this place down. When he said we're going to fight like hell, he meant to get our points across. But he also said the words peacefully and patriotically, which CNN, probably CBS, MSNBC, they all edited it to make it seem like he was just being a nasty, just cowardly person that wanted that Capitol building to get all messed up. Okay? They even had me convinced because I had no knowledge. I was being ignorant. I was going to work, coming home, and not finding out what the real facts were. So before you start blopping, and before you start talking negative about a person, please do your research. That's all I'm saying. Give a person the benefit of the doubt. Quit calling him a convicted felon also. Here's the thing. Reason why I say that. Because while he was charged, a lot of the charges are being reversed. They're being dismissed. I don't want to hear it. I really just don't want to hear it. Because if you were to be charged with a felony, you wouldn't want and you know you really didn't do it, and you know that somebody was like placing the charges on you like the Democrats did to him, would you want everybody to gang up on you and call you a convicted felon? Because that's practically what happened to me. I spent my life 41 years in, because I was 41 when I went to jail. And I never got in trouble as a child, never had a juvenile record. I fought hard to do everything right in life. And boom, I got a felony. Just like that. And people start looking at me different when I applied for jobs. You know how that made me feel? It made me cry. I broke down. So it's just like, don't do that. And why would he wait to be almost 80 years old and commit crimes? If he was really a real criminal, this man would have been doing shit to people all them years. He'd have been fondling women, doing all them things. He'd have really did it prior to trying to become a president. So all these lies and miscreants and all this bullshit from that Karine Jean-Pierre, which is the Democratic speaker or whatever she is for the media, all of this shit that they're doing, y'all can all miss me with that. Okay, you can miss me because after I did my due diligence and I researched everything, I knew that those Democrats were the demons. They are the devil. And any way that feeds into it, you must like being treated like a cult member because that's what you are. This is a man that I'm tired of repeating myself too. Also, that's another reason why I don't do these videos. Because even if I do a video on different things that's coming out, all I'm doing is repeating myself just about different things that's being presented. That I don't like repeating myself. And I'm not monetized, so it's not like I'm making money to do this. For real. So I know what I believe about President Trump. I know what I believe. Nobody's perfect, but he's not the way people are making him seem. Okay, so I'm tired. Also, learn the definition between an immigrant and an illegal alien. Please do that. An illegal alien is a person that came over here illegally. They never really did anything to try to get their paperwork. That's your fault, not his. Okay, that's your fault, whoever didn't try. Okay. However, he still has a lot of empathy for those that stayed here, worked, and at least tried to establish the language, the living. He's not really thinking about you. He's thinking about people that was let over here in the past during this last 4 years because all the crimes that was caused. Do you guys know that our sex trafficking went up by 625% during the Biden-Harris administration? Okay, so that's something to be a little bit upset about. Okay, so forgive me and forgive him and forgive Holman for getting upset about this. And that Secretary Mayorkas, he basically walked them in and helped them. Okay, and to give them money and reward them after they had been released, catch and release back into the public after they had raped and did all the things they did to people. Come on now, miss me. Okay, miss me. But I'm going to play a disturbing video. It's from the Officer Tatum. I think he did a good video on it about how recently this illegal alien was in New York, and he decided just to burn this woman aflame, and she's dead now. So I guess we're just supposed to close our eyes to that, and we're just supposed to be like, okay, this is fine. You know, if we did that to her, we would be in prison. To me, they would already got us. They would have already got. We do not get treated better than migrants, illegal aliens, whatever you want to call them, while the Democratic Party is in the office. We work 2 and 3 jobs while the Democrats are in the office. Everything goes wrong when the Democrats are in the office, and people refuse to see that. People refuse to see that Biden was completely mentally, oh my God, I can't get out the word, mentally diminished. And people deliberately did it all because they feel they have a hate towards Trump. That is negligence in your mind. And you're disgusting. Because to ignore something just to prove a point, you're ignorant as hell. You really are. So I'm going to start playing these videos. I'm going to light up because I do have a pre-roll. I'm going to try to relax. I did play a video earlier. I'm going to share with you guys too that broke my heart. It had me crying. It was just how good Trump has done certain people, including a Black woman. 2 Black women, actually, that was in the video. But he's a racist. He's a Nazi. We're Nazi followers. All this bullshit. Okay? I'm over. I don't like making these videos about it because it gets stupid. It really gets stupid. Meanwhile, I could be talking about other things, which I will. I'm on my way to Pittsburgh, by the way. Yeah, in a few hours, me and my daughter is probably going to be leaving, probably about 5 to 7 in the morning. And it'll take us about 5-6 hours to get to Pittsburgh. So I'll be in Pittsburgh for a few days. I plan to enjoy myself around negativity that's trying to appear in, like my daughter's half sibling, who's really delusional and crazy. The girl, I pray for the girl. She's real jealous hearted, and she has a lot of pain and hurt in her, and she's a liberal, so that doesn't help it. Liberals are very delusional, majority of them. They're very delusional. They refuse to accept any kind of reasoning. You can't reason with them to get them to see things that are actually happening because they close their eyes and they close their ears and they that's what they do because they can't handle the truth. It's like giving a vampire garlic. The truth, they just scream when they see sunlight. They can't help it. Don't give them the truth because it's basically like they feel like you're hating on them or you're poisoning them. They instead of saying, oh, maybe she's speaking the truth, they say, oh, her language. Oh my God, I can't handle it. Just for trying to tell you things that was researched and was facts and was proven. You guys rather people lie. So maybe the media should say, oh my God, sex trafficking has been down with Biden and being in. It's been down miraculously. We're down like only to 1%. Maybe that y'all would accept that better since it's a lie. It's a lie. Oh no, migrants didn't take over 5-star hotels in New York and packs. That didn't happen. That was a lie. You know what I mean? Maybe you guys will accept that better, or maybe you just don't care. But whatever it is, I don't do you. I don't do you. If you voted for Kamala Harris, if you voted for Biden, I don't do you. Okay, I don't, because there's something not right. There's something really not right. Anytime you don't care enough about yourself, your children, to want proper leadership within this country. Because when it's negative leadership and things are going awry, you can die. Your kid can die. People that you know can die. Innocent children have died. Innocent women have died. So I'm really fed up with the Democratic Party and liberals. Merry Christmas to everyone again, by the way, including the crazy ass liberals. Let's get to this.
These stories that have come up, there's a few crazy ones. Joe Biden pardoning or commuting the sentences of people who are on death row. Now, this is crazy. And the story of that gay couple that was responsible for taking advantage of the children that they adopted. I'm not trying to be mean to nobody, but wait till we get to that story because I have a lot to say about it. But let's talk about Joe Biden commuting the sentences of 37 of the 40 federal death row prisoners. This is my honest opinion. If you are on death row, you have failed to meet the burden of proof in appeal, and therefore you have no appeals left, and you are headed to the death row where you would be put to death for your crimes. There is no way whatsoever that a president should be able to stop that from happening. You can only stop that by changing the law. You cannot stop that by commuting the sentence of somebody who deserved to be put to death in prison. Now, it's funny that there are a few people that he didn't commute the sentence. It was the Boston marathon bomber, Dylan Roof, which is the one that shot at the church in 2015, and then Robert Bowers, who was responsible for the 2018 Pittsburgh synagogue shooting. So he didn't commute the sentences of those individuals, but he did for other individuals that have committed heinous crimes as well. Let's look at Torres, for example. This guy was sentenced for, you know what, and a little kid, and taking the life of two girls. Let me just say it. I'll say it. I think you too. I'm doing this for educational purposes. I can't blur everything I say. This man was convicted of raping and murdering two young girls in Illinois and brutally killing a Navy petty officer, Amanda Snell, in 2009. Now,
I'm going to stop right there. I'm just going to say, and we're going to go back to it. But how do you want to pardon people that commit such horrible, heinous crimes like that, but you steady claim that you are all for children and women's rights? That's like a really contradictory. That's a huge contradiction. It's very fake. They're not for no one but themselves, Democrats. All right, let's go back to it. Wow.
Now, what? Now, how does it make sense that you don't get the death penalty? What are we doing for the public? Like, is this something that's going to help society? This man, like, y'all can't. I don't have words for this. This man took the lives of 3 people. He raped 2 little girls. He was sentenced correctly, given a death penalty. I think they should kill these people a lot sooner than this. But he got the death penalty. I don't understand why Joe Biden would commute his sentence or his death penalty. Why? Are you somehow moral? Now, if you're moral, then you have to commute the sentence of everybody. Because you can't say I'm moral and it's okay for you to do that to 2 young women and a woman who honorably served in our military. It's okay for you to kill them. But the Boston bomb in the synagogue thing and in the black church, I have a sympathy for them because I'm going to do it because it's the right thing to do by God, but I'm going to let them die. It's stupid. You don't get any of these people off of death row. If they did the crime, they got to do the time. They got to be held responsible for the actions that they participated in. Hey, I want to tell you about the Prison Fellowship Angel Tree campaign that we're doing.
If you guys want to contribute to any of his campaigns that he's doing, definitely go ahead and consider subscribing to the Officers Hate Him. He does have awesome content. I don't agree with him on a lot of things, but a lot of things I do agree with him on. The only 2 things I don't agree with him on is sometimes his view on women. He has said in the past that he feels.
I think that is.
He said in the past. My bad. I was holding the pause button down. I wasn't releasing it. But he said in the past that he feels that women shouldn't have the right to vote. I didn't like that. I understand how he feels like women can be so emotional and make wrong decisioning, and that was proven within this election because 93% of Black women. That was excessive. That was identity politics. I was saying Black woman, Black vote. Black woman, Black vote. A little bit of Black woman, that's cool with me. She gets my vote. It wasn't at all tied into what she can provide us, which she has provided us as a vice president. So I feel him on that aspect. But don't make all women in the country, don't put them under that umbrella. Don't, because now you're dissing me now. Because I wasn't giving that hoe my vote. Or no Democrat once I've seen everything and I dug up all the dirt on that. They didn't ever got to worry about me. They would have to miraculously change. And I don't believe people change like that. So, alrighty, back to Tatum. Let's see, because I don't want to go through his campaign. I want to ask you guys, what's up with this woman's shoulder pads? What's up with her? She's very weird. And a liberal.
President Joe Biden has announced this morning he will commute the sentences of more of.
Is it just me or does her shoulder pads right here give out football player vibes? She looks like a fucking football player. All she needs is the helmet. Don't lie. Don't lie. Okay.
Most, not all, but most of the 40 inmates on federal death row. Now, Biden will be changing the death sentences to life without parole to all but 3 inmates. The exceptions being the Boston bomber and the 2 men responsible for the mass shootings at the Trinity in Pittsburgh and the church in Charleston, South Carolina. Advocates fighting against the death penalty, including Pope Francis, have been urging Biden to grant the commutations before Donald Trump, whose pro-capital punishment takes over in January. Biden wrote in a statement, "Make no mistake, I condemn these murderers, grieve for the victims of their."
Do you? Do you really get them to murder? So why would you pick them? He could have picked any, listen, he has the power to commute a lot of sentences. Commute them in part, right? Okay. Sorry, this weed went down the wrong way. I'm not bad, y'all. His ability to pardon people. But why would you choose people that rape children and murder them? How do you explain that? There's nothing to go around that at all. The Democrats are where they're into harming kids. Anytime you're into allowing laws to be passed to where kids can permanently alter their body at ages as young as what, 6 and 9 it was really young, I think, in Minnesota. Okay, and they can't make decisions like that. Do you know there how many times I've changed my mind about things in life? Not about nothing gender based, but I'm just saying, how would you do that to a child? Permanently alter their body if they feel or somebody convinces them that they are in the wrong body. That's sick. And then letting men keep being in our bathrooms. How are you for women's rights then? When there's men with beards coming in our bathrooms. That is not fair to the people that really are trans. It isn't. The people that really are trying to transition because they're happier in a different body. It's not fair because I see people on both sides. I'm very fair. I really am. It's not fair. My daughter don't like certain parts of her body as being born a female. Feel me? So, like, nah, man. Nah. So I got no problem with gays. I got no problem with trans. It's when they use that in order to do horrible things, like rape women, rape kids, like this next case we're going to watch. You know what I mean? And then it makes it bad for everyone else that's gay. That's just like if a whole group of a certain race were to start doing the same things, it's going to make y'all look bad. Period. So I don't know. Like, I really don't. This world's all messed up. That's what I will say.
Despicable acts and ache for all the families who have suffered unimaginable and irreparable loss. I am more convinced than ever that we must stop the use of the death penalty at the federal level. In good conscience, I cannot stand back and let a new administration resume executions that I halted.
Hold on. But wait a minute. Y'all see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You know, I hope that now somebody got mad at me for saying this. But I hope that people like this go just burn in hell for them being so evil and stupid. I don't have no compassion for grown men who almost 80 years old and just completely stupid and irrational. And they're just ruining our country. This is the stupidest stuff that I've ever heard in my life. You want to make a moral argument that people should not be put to death, but you leave 3 people. What are you doing? What are you doing? Pope Francis, what are y'all talking about? You believe that God is absolutely forgiving people, and not just the people you feel he should forgive. And then you let a person off who raped little girls and killed them. And God should forgive. I cannot let somebody's pro-execution, but you left 3 people on there. 3 people. I would argue raping and murdering 2 little girls is just as bad or worse than a marathon bombing. These little girls but this is the logic that these idiots bestow and promote, and they think it makes sense. I can't.
Let me check on my audio, y'all. Oh God, I hope you guys can hear me. I'm gonna be so mad if I play this video back. Y'all can't hear me. I'm gonna be hot. Like, I'm gonna be hella hot. Like, I'm gonna be hot. Like, okay, looking good, but I don't know, because I just looked at my mic and I'm like, whoa, like, you in the middle, buddy. You supposed to be on the left. Like, all right, because it just keeps being one thing after another. Like, hold up.
Yeah, man, he been effing us in this country for 4 years now. I would say even more. You got to say 12 years because he did it with Joe Biden. I mean, he did it with Obama for 8 years. I can't stand these people that are evil and stupid. Pope Francis should shut the front door. That's why, Catholics getting a bad name because Pope Francis. Pope Francis, shut the front door. You live in the Vatican, bro. You know how much money the Vatican, you know how much it costs to make that mother freaking building? And you want to act like you're on a moral high ground. Dude, you are the complete opposite of what Jesus stood for. Look at these people. I can't stand this fake religious stuff to me. Pope Francis should not be celebrated whatsoever. You ain't from God. You ain't hearing no messages from God. It's a religious structure that chose that for you. And now you're seeing the benefits of when humans choose people versus when God actually chooses a person. And some people may argue, well, God put him in place so the Catholics can wake up. I don't know what you're saying. But all I do know is that I'm not even went to seminary school and all that stuff. And I know that if you're going to have a level of forgiveness for anybody, you have to have a level of forgiveness for everybody. You can't say that I'm going to take a more high ground and we don't need to be putting people to death. But then you put 3 people to death that you just somehow don't agree with. Oh, because it's politically expedient. Because they shot up a black church and you don't want black people to get mad. He could die, but the rest of them are right. Because they kill white people. I'm glad that I'm taking a day off tomorrow. I hate these people sometimes. I got to pray about it. I pray about it often. Like, God, please help me not hate these people.
It hurts.
It hurts. They do it in our faces.
The way he's frustrated like that, I feel like that every fucking day. Every time I come home and I look and I see that some of my favorite commentators have posted some more content, I'm like, no. Especially Dabori. I'm like, come on, Dabori, what else? Like, what else? I love my boy though. Shout out to Dabori Darkness. He's my dude, man. He's awesome. He's like my favorite one out of everyone that I start watching. Because he gets to it and he's so excellent at it. Like he is the media in my book. He should have been the reporter that we relied on. So, and Officer Tatum, I ain't going to knock him because he does report things really, really, really well. Like all of them, LFR family, shout out to you guys. You guys are awesome. You know what I mean? It's so many names. So, but man, I'll be upset when I come home. I just be like, wow, here we go again. Here we go again. Sometimes I'll be so mad. I'll be wanting to cry. I do cry. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's sad. It's really sad how people will shut their mind off and their ears off to what's real in life. And what's real right now is that we should not be pardoning people that hurt children. That shouldn't even have came in that man's mind. Like it almost seemed like he did it to tell people just how sick and demonic he is. Like what else would you think? You can't ignore that. He could have picked drug dealers. Drug dealers would have been the perfect people. That's what Trump does. Trump knows that drug dealers are businessmen that are trying to get by. He's all about that bread and all about that business. That's my dude right there. You hear me? If you don't stand with him, you don't stand with me. Okay? You don't. But commute and pardon drug dealers. Do that. Because that's a much better crime than hurting children and elderly and things like that, women. Okay? Commute people that steals, perhaps. But there's people that's excessive stealers. You know what I mean? Things like that. But all that like hurting little kids and shit, that man is weird. I got clips, y'all, that I could play to y'all, like when he was like hitting up on like young girls in the audience. I'm not playing with you. Biden is really creepy. Very, very, very creepy. So those that voted for him, y'all corny as hell. Y'all are worse than voting for Kamala. Like y'all need God. Like y'all really need God. Like cause he could barely get through the Democratic debate back when he got in, when they cheated and let him beat Trump. He barely could get through the debate. He was all dilapidated, calling himself the first black vice president. It was creepy. It was that's something that you guys need to go back and watch within the media. It's disturbing how many times this man has said weird things out of his mouth, and everybody just was like, "Oh, he's so sweet." If Trump would have said one of the things this man has said, boy, like during them in rallies. Okay, this man is so racist too. I have to say, he did the eulogy for the founder of the KKK. But no, it's Trump. It's Trump. This last video, you guys need to cry off of it. Stop saying he hates black people. Please do that. Please do. I'm even going to stop saying it because I be saying like little things like trying to hit around because I believe his dad was racist. Okay, but after y'all watch this last video, it's heart-wrenching. It's heart-wrenching. So I'm over this. Yep, I'm over this. Y'all need to be talking about that weird Biden and all of them damn Democrats today. For real.
They stick a big middle finger in our face, like F you, we just gonna do whatever and just say whatever we want, and you just gotta take it and believe what we say. And then you got your dumb family members that believe this guy. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, forgiveness. But shut the front door.
And House reporter for Bloomberg, Skylar Woodhouse. Skylar, thank you for
How do you forgive sexual assault? That's number one. And how do you forgive sexual assault of a minor on top of that? Wow, there's no forgiveness in that. That man should have been already murdered, just like Tatum said. When you hurt a child, you need to die. You did. Yeah, just simply there.
With us this morning, how do you think this decision by President Biden reflects
This hoe,
his final days?
what made her come to work and say, I'm gonna look like a football player? This bitch look like, her fucking suit look like O.J. Simpson back when he played for the Bills. Say that shit don't look like O.J. up here. Look. It was always a little higher too, his shit. That looked like some OJ shit right there. That's a football player blazer. Why she wore that? I have no idea. None.
Office and how will it fit into his overall legacy?
Yeah, this is the time of year where outgoing.
How do you take her serious with her sitting there like that? Then the buttons always some shit that came from the 80s. I'm real messed up. The outfit, I think the whole outfit must be from the 80s or the 90s. And that's why them shoulder pads are out of whack. But geez, like, Lord, ma'am, don't make it look like that. Then you're bald. Your bald head is going to draw the attention to the cops. I could see if you had like long weaving like mine or something, you could swing it a little bit and that would at least cover up one side to where you would kind of see it over here, but you'd be like, oh, well, at least her hair looking fly. You know what I mean? Her bald head makes you see that that's some football shit. Who would even believe her and her credibility anytime she came out the house like that? All right, let me shut up.
Presidents are usually, figuring out their pardons and what they're going to do in their final days. And this comes only weeks after President Biden changed his mind on pardoning his own son, Hunter Biden. So these commutes are just in time for the new year and for the end of his presidency. And it's really going to mark the final weeks, days of what he is planning to do. His administration is already Trump-proofing for when President-elect Trump comes into office. So this is just another sort of check mark that Biden and his administration is doing as they prepare to turn over the power to President-elect Trump.
I don't get it, man. Are people really this stupid, or are they just?
It's
or they got a paycheck?
They're
they got
crazy.
Like acting. It's an acting role.
Yep, it's all
They're
three.
told that they have to act.
It's all three.
Crazy
Crazy
acting.
acting.
That's what they do. They get on TV and act.
Yeah.
There's nobody that think this makes sense. You're Trump-proofing. Trump-proofing what? You still got people that's going to get put to death, and then you got people that you commuted that have done heinous crimes.
He was convicted of killing Timmerman in 1997, throwing her into a lake, weighted down and alive, to keep her from testifying against him in a rape trial. Her body surfaced in Oxford Lake in the Manistee National Forest, giving the federal government jurisdiction. The Michigan Constitution banned the death penalty in 1847. The body of Rachel's 11-month-old daughter, Shannon Verhaeg, was never recovered, despite repeated searches of the lake.
From the get-go, we offered to trade the death penalty for information regarding my granddaughter. We offered that from the very get-go. Gabriel was unwilling to tell us what he did with Shannon. So that's always remained an open hole in our heart. I think we've accepted that we're not going to see Shannon again. We've accepted.
On Sunday afternoon, I was actually gathered with my in-laws for our family Christmas. My sister was gathered with her in-laws, and we got the call, and I was angry. I'm still angry. I am upset that this is even happening, that one man can make this decision without even talking to the victims, without any regard for what we've been through, what we're going through. I'm completely hurt, frustrated, and angry.
So Heather, nobody gave you a heads up that this was coming from the White House?
So in May, we heard that this was a possibility. And at that point, we began writing letters to the pardon attorney. I reached out requesting an in-person meeting in DC, and we were refused. They denied our right to have our voices heard. That we're victims. My mother was murdered at the hands of Brandon Council. They should have heard our story, and all we got was a 10-minute virtual conference, and clearly that fell on deaf ears. They did not want to hear our story.
Danny, Joe Biden or whoever made this decision, because it is entirely unclear whether this came from him directly or his people. He's showing mercy to your wife's killer. Was your wife shown any mercy?
She was shown no mercy at all. This man walked into the bank, never said 2 words to her, shot her 3 times in total, went and shot her coworker, Katie Skeen, as well, who was totally defenseless and unaware that anything was happening.
I hate this camera. It will not come out of sleep mode.
I can't even believe that this is actually happening. Commuting of sentences like this of 37 victims.
Yeah.
All but 3, which was certainly a political scheme that undoubtedly. Joe Biden was also told by the Pope that he should stop these executions. Now, what the Pope has to do with anything in this country, I don't know. But Joe Biden certainly has no convictions. He's a senile old man. He couldn't tie his shoes, I wouldn't think, if you could see him in person. It's absolutely disgusting.
How is that Trump proof? You can't, Joe Biden can't even open his freaking mouth to speak on the omnibus bill. He can't even talk about it. He don't have nothing to say. He's the president. And he just get to skate off in the night, doing stuff, whatever he want to do, not being held accountable for nothing. I swear before Pope Francis, that Donald Trump better do something about this. I don't want to hear no unity and all that stuff, man.
I hate when he says that. I'm gonna be real with you. That's one thing I hate about Officer Sam. There's certain things he say. Like, what do you mean Donald Trump better do something? Donald Trump better not do. He better not do nothing. Like, you should be grateful that he stopped what he was doing to run again. He decided to do this. So all that demanding, you don't have to do all that. He vowed to do that for us. He showed us what he can do for us. So let's give him some better respect. Don't say he better. Don't talk to him like that. So I kind of take offense to that when he says that like that. I mean, we know we want him to do something. But I know he's going to do something. He ain't a person that doesn't stick to his word. He sticks to his word. He does. So, like, show the man some decency. Like, respect it. Put some respect on his name. Okay? I don't know. I feel that way. You know, maybe I'm just going too deep with it. I don't know, but I think I'm right. Because, for real, like, he the only president. There's people that was born in the 40s and the 50s. Holman is pretty old. And he said he worked with many of presidents. And none was as good as him. I know he's not just saying that to say that. He means that. He means that. And that's just that. So face reality. So anyway, I'm going to go to another clip. Hold on, let me get to it because I'm kind of high now. So, I'm sorry. Don't judge me. Somebody recently said that to me. It was in a work environment. They pissed me off so bad because they knew they was about to fuck up something. And it was going to mess me up. And they was just like, don't judge me. Then they just messed my whole shit up through the app. I was like, okay. I was just like, great. So I guess I'm not supposed to judge the fact that you just, messed my moment up. Okay. Where am I going? Here, I think I'll just go. Whose clip was it? Because it's terrible what these people be doing. It's like, why? I'll go to this one. Hell with it. I hope it's pretty good, though. It's my other boy, Sean Daniels. He's cool. I like his content as well. Shout out to Sean Daniels.
Example of illegal alien killing American citizens is almost a daily occurrence now. Because historic number of criminal aliens walking the streets because this administration's policy in sanctuary jurisdictions and lax immigration enforcement. ICE has their hands tied. Secretary Mayorkas have given them priorities that they can't even go arrest an illegal alien anymore unless he's convicted. Under his guidance, under his leadership, first of all, it's his policies that cause over 500,000 of children being smuggled in this country, trapped in this country, and they lost track with 340,000 of them. His lips are moving, he's lying, and needs to be held accountable. Nothing he said in that interview is truthful.
Our main man, Tom Homan, reacts to the horrific crime of this illegal immigrant who was already deported before under Trump's administration, coming back into the country under Biden's administration and burning a woman alive on the New York City subway. Tom even goes into Secretary Mayorkas and the lies he just told in a recent interview. It's Sean Daniel here. If you enjoy the videos and you want to support me for free, you can just hit the subscribe button. And to all you guys who are subscribed, thank you so much.
Well, look, this is
You're gonna
another
get kicked
example
out.
of an illegal alien killing American citizens. It's almost a daily occurrence now. You know, because historic number of criminal aliens walking the streets, because this administration's policy in sanctuary jurisdictions and lax immigration enforcement. ICE has their hands tied. Secretary Mayorkas have given them priorities that they can't even go arrest an illegal alien anymore unless he's convicted of a serious crime. Then maybe they can arrest him. So this is on this administration. As far as Governor Hochul, shame on her. She supports sanctuary status in that state. She welcomed thousands of illegal aliens to her state. She sent them to Buffalo and Syracuse. Murders occurred by illegal aliens in Buffalo and Syracuse. She has a green light law. ICE and CBP can't even work with local law enforcement. Local law enforcement can't even share DMV data with these people. So Governor Hochul, shame on you. There's nothing you can say that's going to make this right in New York.
All right, you didn't get a chance to see Secretary Mayorkas in his exit interview on CBS. Talked about how proud he is that the border is down to 50,000, so the problem is virtually solved. Here's what he said, though, when pressed by Margaret Brennan about how he loses track of children. Watch.
We certainly have received reports of children being trafficked, even those as to whom we.
What I would like to know is when them Democrats got in, why were they hiring people that wasn't competent for the roles? Because I can't even see this dude as the Secretary of Homeland Security. Nothing about him makes me feel secure. He looks like he would be soft. He would just lay down and just like break the laws for the vice president and the president and etc. And that's just what he did. That's just what he is. He's a PUSS. Like he really is. Like I don't do that, dude. I'm Mayorkas. He's horrific.
We know where they are. That is outside the responsibility of the Department of Homeland Security. Of course, we investigate cases of trafficking, but there are children who are reunited with a parent here in the United States or a legal guardian, and they move, and sometimes the government loses track.
So does that explain everything? What should I know about his statement?
It's nothing but lies. Nothing but lies. Border numbers aren't down. They're just putting them through the CBP One app and the CHNV app. You add those programs together, what Border Patrol's catching the gotaways?
Again, you guys, those are the apps that allow illegal aliens to apply to come to the U.S. to seek refuge from dangerous standards and hazards that they were experiencing in their third world country. So, for example, Venezuelan dudes, they could get out of prison and say they're going to be, in danger. People that was mentally ill, anybody that went to that app applied, they did not vet them. They did not background check them. They just flew them over here, gave them thousands of dollars, in some cases purchased their housing for several years. So they have given, the Biden-Harris administration has given these migrants, these illegal aliens, all kinds of leverage and money over us. So yeah, you're not mad enough. You're not.
Still have historic numbers. They were bragging the other day that ICE has over 247,000 removals, the most in a decade. No, they don't. If you look at the data, 80% of them were Border Patrol apprehensions that ICE just specifically put across the border. ICE interior enforcement numbers are historic lows. And as far as the children, another lie. Under his guidance, under his leadership, first of all, it's his policies that cause over 500,000 of children being smuggled in this country, trapped in this country, and they lost track with 340,000 of them. His lips are moving, he's lying, and he needs to be held accountable. Nothing he said in that interview is truthful.
So Mayorkas is claiming that some of the deportation or send away numbers are good. Tom's saying that doesn't have to do with ICE. You're talking about Border Patrol apprehensions, not ICE doing something within the country, going to get illegals who are already in the country. No, that doesn't happen because Mayorkas won't let it happen because Sanctuary City mandates won't allow it to happen.
ICE was also unable to account for more than 32,000 unaccompanied kids who failed to appear in court from 2019 to 2023, according to the report we read. The incoming border czar, Tom Homan, says these children are being exploited and trafficked. Is that true?
Well,
Do
we
you
certainly, Margaret, we certainly have received reports of children being trafficked, even those as to whom we know where they are. That is outside the responsibility of the Department of Homeland Security.
Mhm.
What we do is we turn children over within 72 hours, as the law requires, to the Department of Health and Human Services, and then HHS places those children. Of course, we investigate cases of trafficking, but there are children who are reunited with a parent here in the United States or a legal guardian, and they move, and sometimes the government loses track. Individuals do not comply with their reporting obligations or otherwise. I think it is inaccurate to say that all of them are trafficked or victimized. There are a number of reasons why we might lose track of an individual. That is not necessarily specific to this administration. That has been a long-standing challenge in the immigration system. One example of why that system is so broken, why the duration of time in proceedings is unacceptably long and has to be remedied. Remember, we're dealing with a system that was last reformed in
I'm trying to get to where did he talk more about the whole subway thing? Here we go.
Killing yet another American.
Police in New York say they have a person of interest in custody after a woman was set on fire and burned to death on a subway train. It doesn't
Allegedly.
sound real. Kelly Beeson is in the newsroom for us following the story. Kelly, so it was likely a woman who was homeless, sleeping on the train at the time.
Yeah, we definitely can confirm, Adrian, that she was in fact sleeping, but authorities are staying tight-lipped about her identity. Here's what we know so far. She was so badly burned, she had to be identified through dental records. This is an absolutely horrific story that unfolded Sunday morning, Adrian. Police have not released her identity again, but they have released a photo of the suspect who they now have in custody, a man who officials say arrived in the U.S. from Guatemala. This was back in 2018. He's 33 years old and was most recently living in a homeless shelter in New York City. Police say he lit the woman on fire using a lighter while riding the F train with her. She was apparently asleep at the time, adding that when the fire started, he got off the train and sat on the bench on the platform outside of the train car, watching her burn.
It's just despicable. And since he was able to come into the country in 2018, that shows you that even Trump's policies then, what he was trying to initiate, were not fully set in stone and fully stopping this illegal migration thing. Now, it was great that he was deported under Trump's administration, but then again, he came right back under Biden administration, back into the country because of these policies that are going on by the Biden administration, by Mayorkas. But hopefully, Big Daddy Tom Homan is going to make a big change when he gets in office soon. It's Sean Daniel here. If you enjoyed the video, consider
Make sure if you like his content, if you check him out, Sean Daniels, the Sean Daniels, go ahead and subscribe to him. He does have good content. I'm just over this. I'm gonna end this video with my last video that really touched my heart. It really did. I hope it touches your hearts too. Again, Merry Christmas, you guys. What else I want to say? I hope my visit to Pittsburgh is cool and I make it back here because I got important things I got to take care of next week. Trying to give you guys a quick update of what's going on with me. I've been juggling a lot of ideas on what I really want to do with the US. Like, do I really want to have a backup here for if I move out of the country? Like, I purchased land out of state. It's almost a half an acre of land. Nice street. It's like kind of centrally located. It's nice. Got it for a good deal. I can build up to, what do you say? Oh, yeah, I think I can build up to 2,900 square feet house. That means that includes the garage. So I would have to make a 2,000 square foot house and then 900, no bigger than a 900 square foot garage. If I want a garage, I might not. I don't know. Carport would be nice. Whatever. Because I don't like garages. It's like easy access. People can like toy with garages and like break in that way. That's one thing I don't like about garages. I know I'm gonna store a whole bunch of shit in there. That's gonna like make me kind of feel like I could because I got a little more space, unless we would have another vehicle. So I don't know. A garage is like a hit or miss for me. I never really tripped on them unless it's like one that's really secure and it looks real fly inside. I have a weakness for those. Like a man cave type of thing. I like that. Like a TV in that bitch and y'all chilling, watching a football game. That's cool. I can rock with that. But I don't know. I don't care if I have one. So yeah, so I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna do a modular home, which is so expensive, but it usually comes with all the bells and whistles, and they'll include delivery and installation. But I still got to pay separate for the foundation for them to dig in the ground and install the septic, as well as do all the electrical work once the actual like frame is up and all that. It's a lot. It made me be like, girl, you dumb. You should just got a cheap ass home and that would have good foundation and good roof or whatever, and just let somebody renovate that. There's one in Wilkinsburg, like my hometown I grew up in. Oh my God. Like if I could buy that baby right now, I might. Like, it is dope. It's like 19.5K. So it's a deal. Like, and it looks real 90s in there, which is kind of cute. I wish I could like kind of restore it. And it's nice. Like it's like for 19,000, you probably can get them to take 18. They probably would take 18,000. I know I can get them down to 18 at least, or 1750. I'm a good negotiator. I'm real good at it. I'm good. Because I would dig in there real good at the major problems in there. I would have like an inspector go out and he'd find more problems than what they even think that's there type shit. That's how you do it. That's how you negotiate. And then you'd be like, oh, well, you didn't factor these issues in. And that would come up to about like at least $25,000 for me to repair that. I didn't even go into this suspecting that. I didn't sign up for that. So why don't you come down by 20,000? And that'll actually supplement my costs. I got to put it back into these unexpected things that's going on in this home. Thank you. So now I didn't got it down to 1750. Actually, yeah, that would be 20,000. So I don't know, but that's just one option I got. It's a whole bunch of other things. I don't know, but now I will have to flip my land if I turn around and just buy a regular house. Because what's the point of having the land? Somebody would buy it though. It might take a while because it's still slightly in the hood, but it's like in a nice part of the hood, kind of. Because you can tell it's really nice over there. Every time we go over there, it's quiet and there's hardly nobody on that street. You'll never see no traffic unless we're just missing it. So I still picked a pretty decent one. So what else is going on? What else? I was going to get my hair done in Pittsburgh. And then I talked to my friend and I knew like, and she knows she loved me. She knows she does with her little fake ass. Anyway, she proved that by saying to me, like, yeah, maybe you really shouldn't get your hair done. Because she knows what my natural hair looks like. And it's thin as fuck, man. Like, it's fucked up. Like, ever since I fucking relaxed my hair back in 2020 after taking braids out, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. And my shit just kept thinning out and breaking off and shit. I fucked it. It was okay. It wasn't the best prior to that, but it wasn't like when I was a kid. That shit was thick. But like, man, I was on the right track. And then I did a relaxer and it thinned out my shit. I still got my curls and my waves, but who really cares? It's not like the consistency and the texture that I want it to be my natural hair. So I was going to get my hair done in this cute braid bob style. But then I knew if she cared anything about me, I was like, she want to say something that like indicates I shouldn't get my hair done and shit. And she did just that thing. And I was like, wow, I was a little bitch does care about me. And anyway, so because she's right, man, I knew she was going to confirm it. And she was like, any braid. And she's right. Because like every time I get fucking braids, man, every seem like that, my shit's coming out. So I'm good. I'm just going to have to tell my friend when we get up there to just do my daughter's hair. My daughter's hair is what we really need done anyway. But we going up there, make some money, chill. I got a nice hotel, so I'm happy with that. I don't know if my daughter going to see her crazy half sibling. Like, that girl be making me livid. Like, she be making me real livid. I've never seen a person that is as pretty as she is, or she's a pretty girl, had like luxuries that other people didn't have. But you're so confused. You don't know whether you want to be black or white. You're real negative, but you don't even see you are. You cater to people that would never cater to you. You giving them all your money and then wonder why you ain't got none. Like she's all fucked up. She completely just is. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm such a heart. I even told my daughter, I was like, she just don't know if she'd have been my daughter, I would have treated her so well like I did you guys. And I was just like, I would even adopt that girl. You know what I mean? I was like, just to make her feel like she has someone. That's just how my heart is. She doesn't understand that. She don't understand when I scream about things, I'm screaming with passion because the experiences I went through with specific people. And I know for certain they're still doing some of the same things that they were doing back then now. And I'm speaking on their uncle, my ex-brother-in-law. He's one. And my ex-husband, he still be doing some horrible things to people. He still got charges that's outstanding right now for holding a girl hostage in the hotel. And I know he did it because he did it to me twice. So why would I not believe that he held that girl hostage and threatened her life? He did it to me. So the girl, she's like in the clouds and she refuses to come down and face the truth. But that's not shocking. She voted for Kamala Harris. So my daughter's pretty much done with her. But I know my daughter still has a heart and my daughters don't want, you know what I mean, to just keep like not be cool to her either. And I leave it up to my daughter always, but that me and my daughter come to a lot of consensus in regard to things that we see that's negative about that girl. And when we come to an agreement that we know it's not one or the other party being petty, like she'll pull out things about her that's negative that I won't see necessarily. And then really she sees all of it more than me. But then I'll point out things I just didn't tell her I saw. And she had already saw it too about her. So we agreed. We were like, damn, well, we both saw that in her. We can't be wrong. So the girl is just, she's a trip. Like she's a whole other mess. Like, so that's another thing that might be done when we get there. I don't know. I hope not, because I don't want the drama from his brother. I do not like my brother-in-law. He tried to rape me years ago. And my ex-husband was such a punk about it. He blamed me for it. And he blamed me for knowing that his brother had a history of rape and knowing that his brother was always like trying to be up in his women's faces. To the point where they start sharing women. So and then she just acts like that. She knows all about them. So it's frustrating to hear this little girl that wasn't even born tell you something that you really know. That's annoying. That's where she makes me not want to like her. She seems real unlikable about things like that. And it's just other things. Like it seems like she comes off jealous because my daughter had a good upbringing. She had a mother that loves her. We're cool. We're close. We're like sisters. But it's like, I understand that girl's pain, but you ain't ever see, she don't know she was not raised right. You're not ever supposed to envy anything someone else has, whether you want it or not. That's the way my mother raised me, and I live by that. You ain't ever supposed to envy nothing. You get what you want. And that's what you do. You fight for it, and it'll happen in due time. But let me get to this last clip about Trump, and then I will go ahead and end this video. I just have to tell you a little bit what's going on with me. And there's probably a lot of other things. I don't know, y'all. It's a lot. That's all I can say. It's a lot. It's a lot. I think I just saw Korean John Pierre. I know that's some bullshit. Hold on, y'all, because I'm tripping. I'm so tired of saying about Diddy. It be, oh my God. Diddy. All right, so this is videos that Hitler took part in, because you know he's Hitler and all that shenanigans. So I hope you guys can hear me. I don't even know if you can. This is scary. All right.
Carefully. Can you read it? Hold on. Sure. It says, Dear Liam, happy 8th birthday. Mrs. Trump and I hope you enjoy this special occasion surrounded by the love of your family and friends. We are so encouraged by the strength and determination you have shown throughout your young life and send our love and best wishes to you as you continue to fight. Remember, you are never alone, and we are keeping you in our thoughts and prayers for continued care and good health. May God bless you and your family. Stay strong. Sincerely. Can you tell me who signed that? You know, your birthday coming up? What do you say to him? What else do you say?
Hi, Mr. Trump. I was Miss Wisconsin USA in 2005.
Okay,
And
I can see why.
thank you. You have been, I just want to say thank you. You've saved me in so many ways. In recent years, I've been struggling with an incurable illness, and I'm on home care now. It's caused by a doctor's medical negligence. And in those dark days, fighting, right now all the tubes have been removed, and I have to do net resuscitate order, and I have a 7-year-old son. In those days, in the hospital, I received from you a handwritten letter that said to the bravest woman I know. And
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
you,
Such a wonderful, beautiful woman. I mean, just an amazing woman. And are you coming along okay?
no, sir, but that's okay, because I'm here right now to thank you in person, and that was my biggest dream. And I wanted to thank you because through you and your organizations, my son, who is Mexican American, 7 years old, through your organizations, and just being able to stand on that stage with you back in 2005, the outpouring of love that came from that ultimately provided my son, when he graduates high school, with a full right to college. And it was
great. And you know what we'll do? We're gonna watch him. You're gonna watch him, Tanner, watch him. We're gonna be watching your boy, okay? But you're gonna hopefully be around. You're not gonna have to have anybody watch you. You're gonna hopefully be around. Those doctors are gonna be so low. But we'll be helping you.
So we thank you. God bless you. And just, he's a Mexican American. And you, because of your efforts, have sent him to college. And I've been writing letters to him for when I'm in heaven to tell him what you've done for him. Now he has a great responsibility to pay it forward, just as you have done for us.
That's so nice. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry, I have to go down and say hello. Is that okay?
Thank you.
Come up here, come here. She looks so smart and good. How are you? So what's your experience in front of the world?
Well, I design, I do wreaths, I do all types of decoration.
And you like this building?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Here's the man. Stand right over here. If we can make a good deal of the salary, she's gonna probably have a job, okay? All right, good. Have a good time. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. Good. So nice. I felt good about her. I tell you what, I looked at her and she asked a question and it was a very positive question. She looks like she's got a great look and look at that with the tears. How nice. She just seemed like a good person to me.
Look at that. Okay, want me to read it? Okay, it says, Dear Lilith, Mrs. Trump and I are so inspired by your incredible story. We know you have been through a tough time and we are so proud of your bravery and determination. Stay strong, never give up or be discouraged. You are our hero. And we are praying for your complete care and comfort this coming year. God bless you and your family. Best wishes, Donald J. Trump. Yeah, Donald J. Trump. See, there's his signature right there. And that's from the president in Palm Beach.
Yeah, Mom. And my daddy has them. Mommy go to work.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put it back in here.
Hi, everybody. I'm in the squad in Donald Trump's building, Trump Tower, in New York City. As you can see,
pajamas. There's Central Park right there. That tall building is the Essex House. Central Park West. 59th Street. I came in here about 9 years ago. Snuck in the building and started occupying one of the empty rooms in here. By the time our housekeeper noticed I was here the next day, she called the manager and they called the New York City police. Came up here and told me I had to leave or I will be arrested. When I told them I would not go, they contacted Mr. Trump over the phone. And he came down here. Instead of him evicting me off the property, he said that I can stay. And it's been 8 years I've been here. Not only did he not evict me off the property, he made sure that I get 3 meals a day, my room service, and that I get a delivery of fresh flowers every week.
Wow.
So you people, not a bad guy at all. If it weren't for him, I'd be homeless, I'd be dead right now. I'd be in the street. I asked him, how am I going to pay him back for all of this? And he told me I could pay him back whenever I get, which is never. I have no idea why he did this for me. It's been 9 years. And I've been here for totally free and I haven't paid a dime.
The next time y'all say that, y'all say he racist and he don't care about people, think again. He did not have to do that for her. He did not have to do that. He could have let the New York police take her to jail. That she was squatting in his building. You can tell that's his building because that is where the building's located. Before you guys say it's all fake and all of that, nah. And nobody really lie like that. Just on random like that. You can tell when somebody's lying and when they're not lying. So yeah, this shit made me cry early. I was crying a little bit this time too, but I really cried earlier. It was the first time I was hearing it, and it was just the way the little kids was talking. I hope you guys can hear me. Hold on, let me see. It seemed like you guys can read it. There we go. Yeah, it really touched me because I was just like, wow. I was like, y'all, the way people treat him, man, that's sad. That is really sad. That's a real person that just loves to help people, though. It really is. And people need to accept that. But I know this is probably long. I'm so sorry. Y'all got to get me some rest before we hit on the road to Pittsburgh. So thank you so much for those that watch me consistently. Make sure you like, or even not consistently, those that watch me, period. I really appreciate you. Make sure you like, subscribe, click the notification bell so that way you can be up to date when I do make content. And thank you so much. God bless you. Happy holidays. I hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas. Thank you. I am as out.